No matter how much the movie industry may change, some rules will never be broken. The hero gets the girl, good triumphs over evil, and nothing guarantees big screen tension and over-the-top stunts like a car chase. These scenes have been thrilling audiences since the first time a movie character put the pedal to the metal. There are too many memorable chase scenes to name, but some stand out above the rest. Here are Screen Rant's 10 most epic car chases in movies. The French Connection. You can't mention classic car chases without bringing up Steve McQueen's Bullet. But when that chase was hailed as the greatest ever seen, producer Philip D'Antoni set out to top it just 3 years later in The French Connection. With star Gene Hackman in pursuit of a suspect on an elevated New York train, the filmmakers determined that the only way to raise the stakes was to do it for real. That meant no police, no permits, and most importantly, no warning to the public. Director William Friedkin knew they just had one shot, so he took a camera into the back seat and stunt driver Bill Hickman hit the gas, careening through traffic for over 20 city blocks. Their efforts paid off, with every close call just as dangerous as it seemed, and even an unaware driver smashing into Hackman's car. For its lunacy alone, that guarantees it a spot on our list. GoldenEye. Named after Ian Fleming's Jamaican beach house, 1995's GoldenEye marked Pierce Brosnan's first appearance as James Bond. And to celebrate, director Martin Campbell had one heck of a chase up his sleeve. Forget Aston Martins, this version of 007 would take an armored tank into hot pursuit. The idea of a stealthy spy went out the window. Bond went smashing through buildings, traffic, statues, and even a trailer full of Perrier in search of his kidnapped cyber genius wingwoman Natalia. There are more than a few chases in GoldenEye, but this is the only one deemed entertaining enough for the wildly successful video game released with the film. And as serious or as slick as Brosnan's films would become, this chase proved that Bond just isn't Bond without a little over-the-top action. Ronin. Ronin has become more famous for its climactic car scenes than its twisting tale of espionage and international intrigue. And it's not surprising. To give the film's extensive chase added drama, the studio employed over 300 stunt drivers, piloting not just the starring vehicles, but the rest of the cars on the road. Set on the actual streets of Paris, France, the final chase is a showcase for real driving skills over special effects. But when the chase has already left other European pursuits in the dust, the real action begins, as the two cars drive into oncoming traffic. It may still be movie magic at work, but showing what two skilled drivers could really do on any city street results in a chase that's impossible to forget. Furious 6. It would be impossible to ignore the current blockbuster juggernaut that is the Fast and the Furious. When Dominic Toretto's crew is sent to hunt down villain Owen Shaw, he escapes police and takes to the streets, with the film stars in pursuit. They're soon introduced to Shaw's own team, fighting them with tech, speed, gunfire, and even open-wheeled racers able to send cars flying through the air. The film and sequels would go on to embrace CG on entirely new levels, but this chase delivers practical thrills fans expect, and reminds us that it was a passion for the chase that turned these racers into a family. The Rock. Of all the films Michael Bay has made, he names The Rock as his favorite. It's not hard to see why, since it featured one of the most satisfying car chases in his entire filmography. Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, along with what appears to be the entire San Francisco police force, go ripping through the city streets on a multi-million-dollar chase, destroying everything they pass. Connery shows the worst regard for property, smashing through trucks, taxis, power lines, and even one of the city's historic streetcars. When Cage's pursuit is cut short, he simply swaps one stolen vehicle for another and continues the destruction. The sequence's many quick cuts and energetic shaky cam would be used in nearly every one of Bay's films, including the cherry on top of this destructive sundae, Bay's trademark hero shot, making Connery and Cage seem as cool as humanly possible, although the car's owners would probably disagree. Death Proof. When she's not busy filling in as a body double for the likes of Lucy Lawless, Uma Thurman, or Sharon Stone, Zoe Bell takes the spotlight in her own way, performing death-defying manual stunts in an age heavily dominated by CG effects. Quentin Tarantino has a passion for old-school cinema and an obsession with badass ladies. Both go to work in this extended car chase from his grindhouse car movie, Death Proof. The chase picks up when a leather-clad Tracy Toms uses her Dodge Challenger to get the drop on Kurt Russell's murderous stuntman Mike. Real-life stuntwoman Zoe Bell adds even more drama to this cat-and-mouse chase, spending most of the scene slipping and sliding on the car's hood while the drivers play high-stakes bumper cars. The Fifth Element. Bruce Willis steals the show as a renegade cab driver in this flying car chase set on a future Earth. The chase begins when Lilu, played by Mila Jovovich, crash lands in his back seat. Audiences see what gridlock will look like in the future as Willis races along at breakneck speeds, weaving through traffic in every direction. The flying cars add an entertaining element to the tried and true car chase formula. There's a futuristic McDonald's drive-thru and too many gags and impressive stunts to count. The film is a cult classic, and this chase is one of the main reasons why it entertains to this day. Jack Reacher. Buried deep within its murder mystery was one of our favorite throwbacks to the classic road movie. When Jack discovers he's being framed for a murder, he peels out to track down the men responsible, with the police hot on his tail. Once the chase is on, not a single line of dialogue or musical note interrupts, letting the sirens, scraped metal, squealing tires, and restless throttle of Reacher's Chevelle tell the story. This chase is easily the most underrated on our list, a perfect example of how classic car films can be made new again, and deliver more attitude and excitement than CG-filled action. Drive. True to its title, the film opens with a silent, unemotional Gosling playing it cool as the toothpick-chewing stuntman-turned-mechanic-turned-getaway driver. As a professional with knowledge of every corner of his city, the dashboard-lit driver maintains the upper hand throughout his entire getaway. Anticipating their every move, he dodges police cars and helicopters as quickly as they spot him, melting into the shadows of downtown LA. The beauty of this chase is in its simplicity. The police come close to catching their target, but by keeping a cool head, the driver is able to disappear completely, proving that you don't need music, dialogue, or even traditional action to put audiences on the edge of their seat. Matrix Reloaded. To make the extended car chase of The Matrix Reloaded a reality, filmmakers spent 48 days filming on a freeway they constructed specifically for the shoot. As the film's ghostly villain twins float from vehicle to vehicle, the Wachowskis perfectly blend car chases, knife fights, and more to create one of the most memorable scenes in the entire sci-fi franchise. Keeping track of Trinity becomes a game in itself, as she switches directions, weaves in and out of traffic, and swaps vehicles with ease. Because every obstacle is the result of a computer program, there's no limit to the amount of carnage. The result is a flashy, tense, 13-minute saga in which every car is expendable and every explosion is guilt-free. When Neo finally arrives, he does so in spectacular fashion, manipulating the rules of gravity to save the day. That's it for our picks for the most epic car chases in movies. Are there any we missed? Which pursuits are your favorites? Sound off in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.